everyone, it's Tennille, your Cloth Nappy Doctor again. I'm on the Rockin Green stand, which is rockin' with these lovely ladies.
As always.
This is Marcy, is that right? And Mary Beth.
Yes.
And it turns out when I was in Raleigh, Rockin Green is 2 hours away, so I could have visited these guys at the factory. So bummer. But anyway, so I found them here, and we've been talking by email to, you know, what would you guys need to know? What do you want to know? So we thought we'd talk about washing cloth nappies. I'm on a, so bear with me, I'm on my own, what would they call it, a selfie stick? Yeah, because my interview with Jellystone I just did, my arm nearly fell off. So we're trying the selfie stick, so we'll see how we go. So Marcy is going to take us through washing cloth nappies. So one of the biggest questions, and there's Facebook groups and there's blogs and there's opinions, and oh, it gets so emotional about washing cloth nappies.
Right.
At the end of the day, they just got to be clean. That's all you got to do. Yeah. And I like you got a coffee, Mary Beth. No, keep it up. They need it. It's 3:30 in the morning.
3:30 in the morning, get coffee.
So I'm hoping someone's going to come on because they're breastfeeding. So, so the three things I've always talked about is your water, agitation, and detergent. Marcy had 2 more, which was really interesting. So they're going to take us through just a basic wash routine and the things to consider, and if you've got any issues, how to troubleshoot that easily.
Yes.
Go,
right.
Marcy.
Thank you so much, Tennille. So for us, the way we approach it, there are 5 components to an effective wash routine. It's time, temperature, agitation, detergent, and water. Now, I'm sure Tennille's gone over this with you guys before, but if you don't have a balance of all 5 of those things, you're not going to get an efficient clean, no matter what products you're using, no matter what kind of washing machine or what type of diapers that you have. So understanding those 5 components can be really helpful when it comes to troubleshooting a diaper wash routine. So we'll start with time. Obviously, if you don't have enough time for your diapers to be in the wash, to be in the detergent, to be agitating, it's not going to come out clean in the end.
So you have, is it HE?
We do have HE, high efficiency machines.
So they're our front loaders.
Okay.
Is that different for you guys?
We do have HE. Our front loaders are HE as well,
HE?
and then we do have HE top loaders.
Oh, okay. So we have top loaders and front loaders, and HE doesn't really come into it. So
Gotcha.
The high efficiency is it just uses less water. Is that correct?
That's the main component. Yes,
Yeah.
is that it uses less water,
So
and they have shorter wash cycles.
So how do you combat that to make sure you got the time?
As far as the time component goes, sometimes it's as simple as just adding an additional extra short wash cycle at the end.
Okay.
Doing like a delicate or a quick wash. It'll add a
Yep.
good 15-20 minutes to your wash routine.
Okay.
And that'll give you a little bit more of that time with all of those other 4 components.
Yes.
And then water, which we'll get to water as one of the components in a second, but adding a soaking wet towel into your HE machine, because those machines usually work by weight. So if you put
yes.
your diapers in there and it reads as a certain weight, it's only going to provide a certain amount of water.
Yes.
So if you put a soaking wet towel in there or something that is heavy,
Yes.
then it'll trick the machine into adding more water, which will kind of,
Okay.
again, give a little bit more balance to those 5 components.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the time.
Yes.
Temperature. Obviously, detergents are designed to work in different temperatures, but because you're dealing with biological materials, temperature does play a part when you're washing. So you want to try and make sure your water is between 130 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit.
So be 40 to 60 degrees Celsius.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Do that quick math. No, that's what we recommend. 40 to 60 degrees.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that would. I look smart.
She's on her stuff.
My husband would be so proud.
Now, obviously, you know, if you choose not to wash in that hot, that's fine. You just need to make sure that you accommodate by boosting up those other 4 components.
So you mentioned yesterday when we were chatting about matching the stain temperature to the temperature of the wash. So
Correct.
So if it's blood, it's a warm temperature. If it's ice cream, it's a cold temperature. Is that a fair point?
Yes, that is a fair point, and a great thing to bring up too if you're dealing with staining. Temperatures are best removed at the temperature at which they were made.
Yes.
Or excuse me, stains are best removed at the temperature at which they were made. So yes, if you're dealing with poop stains or urine stains, making it warmer, around 100 degrees is your ideal Fahrenheit is your ideal temperature. If it's an ice cream stain, or if it's something that was made maybe at a colder temperature, doing an initial wash cycle in cold water will help remove that stain without having to do too much extra agitation.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
So
that was time, temperature, agitation.
Agitation. Yeah. We do a little dance.
Yes, the swish.
We do the swish. The dance is very important.
It is. You have to do it while you're washing, right? Yes. So agitation, like that is where everything is rubbing against each other, and it is that friction that actually removes the residue and the buildup.
Is there too high a speed? So when I got a new machine, I went from 800 RPM to 1100 RPM, and it put holes in things. So do you find there's too high a rotation?
You can have too much agitation.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, any sort of friction against any sort of material is going to cause wear over time. You know, obviously, cloth diapers have a certain lifespan. They're designed to last for a while, but I mean, after a certain amount of wash, a certain amount of wear, you're going to start to see fraying or you know, just use.
So
yes, to your point.
So over spinning them is going to cause damage, and it's not necessarily going to make them cleaner. Is that a fair point?
I think that is a fair point.
If everything else is balanced.
Yes, if everything else is balanced, you don't need to rub them bare.
Yes, that's it. Okay, because my wipes.
Yes.
It's really sad.
Yes, no. So was that time, temperature, agitation, water?
Yes.
This is kind of a big one, which, I mean, it's silly. It makes total sense. But if you have too much water, you're not going to get the proper agitation. Your detergent ratio is not going to be correct, so you're not going to get the right amount of cleaning factor there. And they're not going to come out clean. If you have too little water, they're going to be too close to each other. They're not going to agitate properly.
Yes.
And again, you're not going to be able to rinse out all the residue in the detergent.
Okay, so with water, so we there's something that's come up called the nappy stew. Is a terminology that's come up. Okay. And it's making sure you don't overstuff your machine. Yeah. So I never knew this was an issue.
Yes.
Come in. Can't hide. We want to see the coffee. So, any tips on stuffing your machine? So I tend to just lay it in. So for my towels, they just plonk in. My husband tends to push it down, and then they don't. And I get cranky because I'm forever pulling stuff out.
I think all
you get
men
your arm worked out.
Push
they
it down.
think they're saving time, but it doesn't clean it, does it?
I need multiple loads to go through.
Yeah, it's like
one.
Yeah, it's not like we're not doing anything at all.
No. Right.
Anyway,
No.
so do you have any tips on stuffing the machine?
So when you put your diapers in this instance into your machine, allow them to just naturally fall on one another. Awesome. When you get about 3/4 of the way up,
yes,
you stop there. Our general, and again, it depends on your machine, so you can't take this as canon for all machines, but
it's trial and error.
It is trial and error, but our general recommendation is for front loaders, 12 to 15 diapers.
Yes.
And then for top loaders, about 15 to 20. That gets you about 3/4 of the way up.
So what kilograms? So how big is that machine? An average size machine?
That's
about 8 kilograms.
Yes,
right?
that is correct. Yeah.
Okay, so mine's 11 kilos. I've got a industrial.
Massive.
Oh, we're a family of 6. We produce a lot of clothes.
Well, and then to your point, I mean, like, this is a great example of how everybody has a different machine. Yes. Everybody has different variables that when you're looking to apply these 5 components of washing, you're also going to have to factor in your personal variables. How big your machine is. You know, what's your baby going through? Is there something going on in the digestional tract that's creating the poo to stain a little bit or linger a little bit more? So really, obviously, we'll get back to the 5 components, but this really is a trial and error individual process.
Yes.
So just to put it out there, like, all we really want to do is share the info and make sure that everybody has all the tools that they need to be able to clean effectively.
Okay, so I think we're up to 5th one.
So we did. Oh yeah, one more thing about water. Obviously, mineral residue.
Yes.
So soft water or hard water.
So how do you know if you've got hard water?
Usually.
Mary Beth?
How do you know if you have hard water?
Crazy talk.
Sorry, you can have a break. Have a sip of coffee.
No, Marcy can actually help me. We have water test strips available to even test your water, but also the hard water is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Marcy, it leaves that like residue on your skin where you don't feel like you're clean.
Yeah, it's like
or you feel like you have like soap still on you.
And whenever your clothing feels kind of crispy.
Yes.
That's hard water mineral residue.
Okay.
Or you'll see it around your sinks and your faucets. It'll leave like a rusty red or like a
white
residue or white. That's calcium.
Yeah.
That's calcification.
All right.
Yep. In Charlotte, we have hard water because we have that pink residue around, and it's like, oh, I just cleaned this.
Right.
Yeah. Is it hard? The pink residue?
It's not hard. It's like a little.
It's iron deposit.
It's iron deposit. It's like, I want to say it's not slimy by any means, but it just looks. You gotta clean it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Detergent.
So detergent, last one. With this one, really the key thing remembering here is that you don't want to do too much, and of course you don't want to do too little. Yep. Trial and error is your best friend here. Too little detergent and you obviously won't have the surfactants needed to break down that surface tension and get rid of all that soil. Too much detergent and it's not going to wash out properly.
Yes.
Not to go too deep into it, but there's obviously dilution levels, especially when you're using a powder detergent. So if you're using too much powder, it's not going to dilute properly in your wash, and you're not going to get the benefit of that product then. It's essentially just becoming inert detergent.
So so moving on to Rockin Green products,
Sure.
if that's all right.
Of course.
So the dosage, so obviously average size is about an 8 kilo machine. If I have an 11 kilo machine, how much more would I add, or would I just add the normal scoop?
So because our product is so concentrated,
Yeah.
that scale really isn't that broad.
So if I've got a 5 kilo machine up to an 11 kilo machine,
You can
just
do like
add
2 tablespoons, a healthy 2 tablespoons,
Yeah,
and that'll be sufficient.
And that no matter what size machine, as long as all the other bits are
Exactly.
equal.
Exactly.
So it may not be the detergent that's the problem. It's one of the other 4 issues.
Exactly, and that's huge when you're troubleshooting your wash routine.
Yes. So so everyone's individual. I know you have a helpline. If I've got a problem and my nappies, so the biggest concern we get is they come out smelly.
Okay.
So what would you start with?
Funk rock,
Well,
possibly.
usually with
Funk rock?
stink, that means that the biological residues aren't washing out completely.
Yep.
So you're either looking at insufficient agitation,
Yep.
or maybe too much or not enough detergent. Those
Okay.
would be the 2 things that I
Yep.
would look at. How big is your wash size, and how much detergent are you using?
Okay.
You kind of break down the stinks by different classifications.
Yes.
So is it like a barnyard stink? Is it an ammonia stink?
So I think we call it a dead horse stink in Australia, not
That's
barnyard.
graphic.
That's what I've seen used most often is dead horse stink.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yes.
Interesting.
So really, depending on the type of stink
Yes.
that you're dealing with, will really impact like the troubleshooting approach that you take.
Okay.
If it's ammonia, you'll want to do something like a funk rock that's designed to remove that ammonia buildup.
Yes.
If it's more that dead horse stink, look at your detergent level, look at your water level,
Yeah.
look at your agitation.
Awesome. Okay, so Rockin Green, which is distributed by Baby Behinds in Australia.
Yep.
Hello, Leanne.
Hi, Leanne.
Hi, Leanne.
I email you all the time.
I know. Love Leanne. You have classic rock and hard rock.
Yes.
So hard rock's obviously for the hard
Hard
water,
water, yes, ma'am.
and classic rock. How is that different to what I could buy in the supermarket?
A lot of detergents don't really focus on the mineral aspect of washing.
Right.
That's kind of a component that is just out of sight, out of mind for most
Yeah.
detergents.
Yes.
So we actually add natural chelating agents into our product that will bind to those hard water minerals and prevent
Right.
them from redepositing on your wash.
So that's for hard rock?
Correct.
Is that it?
Yes, ma'am.
And how is classic rock different? So we tend to sell a lot more classic rock than we do hard rock.
Okay.
How's that different to my local shopping centre detergent?
All of the components that we use are completely clean rinsing.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, I've heard that term a lot in America. Is it rinse, clean rinsing, which I think residue free, I think is the
Yes.
term. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah, and
Yes.
clean rinsing meaning if you buy one of our smells instead of unscented, like such as the Motley Clean or the Smashing Watermelons, it's going to smell like watermelon when you
Yes.
open up the detergent, but when you wash it, it's not going to leave a smell. Clean rinsing.
Okay, so I think we buy, because a lot of the detergents we have in Australia, they have a smell and it stays.
Yep.
Right.
So yeah, that's interesting. I've noticed that. I've
Yeah.
used the Smashing Watermelons detergent.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the interesting thing, it's not actually usually the fragrance that is. The fragrance itself usually doesn't linger behind on its own.
Yes.
It's the components that they add into it
Ah.
that then cause the fragrance to linger behind and
Yes.
cause issues down the line.
Yes.
So really what makes this different is that it is an entirely clean rinsing formula, and everything that we do is plant-based. So you're
Yes.
getting a very clean, natural detergent.
Yeah.
That's not going to hurt your baby or your diapers.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So you've come out with a new product, and I'm
Yes.
going to scoodle here, which Leanne brought to my attention, I'll be honest,
Okay.
because I was too busy living it up in New York, called Dirty Diaper. What's different about this one to Classic Rock?
So what makes this product unique is that we use a cloth diaper safe enzyme blend in this
Yes.
particular product that we do not use in our classic and our hard.
So why have you included enzymes?
Enzymes are actually really great natural stain fighting additives.
Yep.
They're all natural, and like I said, they're designed to go in and eat away the stains.
Yes.
There's two very divided camps on whether enzymes are good or bad.
Yes.
And again, our whole objective is just to provide the information and to provide an effective tool for use.
Yes.
So our classic rock and our hard rock will never contain enzymes. Those will always be just a natural cleaning product.
Yep.
The dirty diaper does, like I said, have that natural cloth diaper safe enzyme blend, as well as some tea tree oil in it, which adds a nice natural antiseptic component.
Yes. Yes. So how would I know I need to use this one and not classic rock? Or is it just a personal choice?
Really, that's personal choice.
Yep.
As far as cleaning effectiveness goes, both products test at the same level.
So how do you do? So I'm going to get, I'm going to test you now. So how do you test the product? How do you know it's going to be effective? So that's always a big question with different detergents.
Absolutely.
So how do you know this is going to work for parents out there?
So when we initially created our classic and our hard rock formulation, we went to a third-party testing facility.
Yes.
That actually did controlled washing processes to get set results to give us exact readings on what that product of efficacy was going to be.
Yes.
So then from there, we've developed from that base formula into these new versions of it, using a lot of that same technology and information, and then adding those added benefits, like the enzymes or the tea tree oil.
So has this one been tested?
This one has been efficacy tested, excuse me, yes. One of the manufacturer who makes this product for us helps us do testing on product when we do formulation adjustments.
Great.
So yes, we do have science that backs up the efficacy of our products.
So why did you come out with a detergent? A liquid detergent.
A liquid detergent.
Sorry.
Again, there seem to be very divided camps on what people prefer to use in their laundry. Some people love powders. Some people love liquids. I think a lot of that has to do with the idea that the liquid will actually dissolve easier in your machine or dissolve easier in the wash. And we wanted to be able to provide our customers a natural, safe liquid option that would suit those needs as well.
Fabulous. I think I've asked all my questions. Is there anything you'd like to add?
I'm trying to think. To Neil's point, we do have a helpline, a customer service line, so if there are ever any questions about our product or how to use it or its efficacy, we are always open to have that conversation with our customers. Even if you're using other products and you just want to talk cloth diapers with us, we are here to have that conversation.
Who doesn't want to talk cloth diapers?
I know, right?
Seriously. So, Marcy, in our group, we're talking about toilet training.
Okay.
And I was luckily up at 3 a.m. this morning.
Okay.
Talking to my lovely group, and there were people there listening. It was great. So I thought on all the interviews today I'd ask if you had a toilet training tip that you would like to share.
Sure.
Because it is a hard thing for parents to do, and it takes your patience.
Right. A lot of patience, a lot of time.
Yes. So I was wondering if you had a tip for the mums out there and dads.
Yeah, because dads do it too.
They do it too. Poor dads.
One thing that my father-in-law actually did this with my husband.
Yes.
And it proved effective there.
Yeah.
When he was potty training him, he would tell him to aim for the bubbles.
Oh, that's great.
So whenever he would stand over his little potty, his dad would be like, aim for the bubbles, aim for the bubbles. So as he would start to urinate, the little bubbles would pop up, so he would have little things to aim at. So it kind of became a game, and it really incentivized my husband to go in.
That's a great idea, because you can buy things that float in the toilet or a little stick.
Yes.
But I'm going to try that at home, actually, thinking on it, because I've got 3 boys, and they're toilet trained, but they still can't hit in the water. It's disgusting.
There you go. Even adult men can benefit from this.
So that's a great idea too.
Just hit the bubbles.
Airplane toilets.
Oh.
Let's not go there. Maybe I'll put some signs up when I go back home. Aim for the bubbles,
Aim for the bubbles. We're going to make this a movement. Oh my gosh. The bubble movement.
I love that. Aim for the bubbles.
Yes.
That could be a thing. Thank you. That's awesome. Okay, so thank you, Marcy. Mary Beth's busy over here. Bye, guys. They're working hard today, as we all are. But thank you, Marcy. That was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
That was awesome.
It was great.
Have a great day, and I'll talk to you guys really soon. I'm still yet to hear from Rumperoos, but Apple Cheeks is coming up later.
Fun.
It was awesome.
Wonderful.
So, see you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.